All right, guys, so today's gonna be a fun one. I've bought a couple of hot rods, actually. Well, whatever. One we're gonna get today, it's actually a Chevy truck, but we're gonna go see that, which will be a lot of fun. I've got all the stuff I need to hopefully get it running, bunch of fluids, miscellaneous toolbox. I actually went and got it insured, so I can legitimately drive it home. That's the plan anyways. I'm not gonna lie, my old man and my buddy Mike's gonna come by. He's the guy that always tows stuff with a trailer. So we're gonna ride out there with his truck and a trailer and hopefully not use it. But I'm coming prepared because it's an hour or so to town. That's from the Penny Boys, so I appreciate them. They're pretty good. I was looking for a truck and they looked me up, so it found me. That's how it goes. Oh, the other thing, you guys have been asking, we got hats. Danny got these made up. They're pretty cool. So I don't know, I'll put a little link in the description or something like that. I don't know if they're welding rated or not, but I'll let you guys know. So anyways, I'm gonna get the stuff loaded up. Just waiting on my buddy there, and yeah, get ourselves a bit of a drive, and we'll check this hot rod out. Well, we made her out. Mike drove through cow shit. This is it. 86 regular cab, long bed. That's just a little small block 305, I think is what it was. Headers. Oh, the headers leak bad, so yeah, we're gonna deal with that on the way home. Aimer.
Oh, you bet. Brought
co-pilot, and we bought reserve. Look, square body towing a square body. Worst case. I brought all the tools. Hope the wind's not too bad here. That's what she looks like. So it's had rockers and cab corners put on. You can see, I don't know, where they stopped welding because the box got in the way. The box is a little rough. And it's got the added ventilation of the floor. Doesn't exist. 4x4, selectable. Gauges.
Looks in probably better shape than mine when I bought it.
It's got all the stuff. So, the Penny Boys are just walking up. We're gonna talk to them a little bit. We'll see how this thing goes, check the fluids. It did run 5 years ago. They drove it out here because the rear brake's cabbed, so there's no rear brakes. It's got a vice grip. Yeah, we'll start working on it. Pump it. Oh yeah. All we do is put a battery in it. It's after 5 years. It's got like 7 cylinders.
Depends on some of them.
It's one of those, you know, the new Chevy trucks shut down cylinders for fuel mileage?
Oh yeah, that's it.
They actually, in 84, they started doing it, or 86, or whatever this thing is. Well, put some oil in it, check the transmission oil.
Oh, it's got oil pressure.
Huh. Make sure the brakes kind of work.
Yeah, more or less.
Do they go?
No.
They go right to the floor?
No, some kind of brakes.
It's got front brakes. It's good for burnout. All right, well, we'll check all the fluids, give it a once over, make sure the belt's on, make sure there's some coolant in it. I brought all the essentials. I brought all these tools. We're not going to use them. Oh.
Feels like it anyway.
All right, we got it running. We filled up with all the fluids, so it's pretty simple. All it needed was a gallon of ATF and a little bit of coolant. Oil was good. It has brakes. It seems to move. MERS impressed. That's that's a tricky one. So the Penny Boys, I said on the live stream there probably a month ago or whatever, I was looking for a Chevy half-ton long bed. They had one. They sent me a message, and I made them an offer, and they asked for less than I offered. That's the right way to buy a truck. They don't care anything about it, so go check them out. I'll put a link in the description or something like that if you haven't already. We're gonna take all the tools out of this one. You know, worst case, if that one breaks down, we could tow it with this one now. And I think me and Murray are gonna ride back to the city. Try to make it to the city anyways. Oh, the glove box is in the bed. It's just stored. See? All right, well, we'll get this. I actually bought this. We're gonna try this, put it on the window. Go full roadkill. Real fancy like. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of this thing in the comments. I dig it. Once I get home, we'll go through it a little more. It's kind of windy out here. Well, we're on the road. Seems to be going pretty good. We got Mike behind us. Can't see him, there's no mirror. I think it's a pretty good truck. Burns impressively. Needs a little bit of love. We'll pressure wash it all out. Needs a little bit of floor work. So it hasn't been on the road in 5 or 6 years. And before that, apparently they just used it for hauling garbage and firewood. So that's what a Chevy truck's meant for. So we got the laps camera going. We'll just kind of cruise. We got I don't know, 45 minutes or so before we're in town. I have all the confidence in the world. And if not, we got the tow vehicle behind us. See you guys in town. All right, we just made her home. Thing did great. I mean, it had no rear brakes. Obviously, that's an issue. I was running a little rough, no bones about it. And, you know, just giving a quick once over. Had some of these caps, had some vacuum leaks, stuff like that. But hey, for being a truck that's sitting for 4 or 5 years, whatever it was, at that point before that, it was just a haul-around beater. I'm stoked on this thing. I think it looks fantastic. Let me know what you guys think. I'm thinking just fluff it up. You know, it's had cab corners and rockers put on. Fix those up. Corey, he had a set of doors and fenders, which I think he's going to give me a good deal on. The box isn't too bad. I might try and source something out there, fix it up. But I mean, really, for what it is, new set of wheels and tires, fix the brakes, go through the mechanical, you know, check the U-joints, check all those things. The interior's not bad. I know it's getting kind of dark here, so, you know, dash is cracked. They all do. Rubber floor mats. The floor on that side is hammered. This side's probably just as bad. But whatever, a Chevy truck, you can't go wrong, right? $700, that's what I paid for it, Canadian. I offered him $1,000, he told me $700. I don't know, maybe I'm losing my edge when it comes to haggling, but I'm stoked on this thing. Make sure you guys leave a comment on it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm leaving it there tonight. The video's not going to end. Tomorrow, Danny's got to work all day. I only got to work half day, so I think we're gonna take this thing apart, pressure wash it, get all the junk out of it, you know, give it a real good once over, see where we're at with it. And yeah, well, I gotta unload my tools. The trick is to bring all your tools because you're not going to use them. What's going on, guys? So it's the next day after we got the truck home. I just quickly dropped all my junk in here. So actually I cleaned the garage up a little bit. Man, I was after watching some of Danny's videos, and it sure makes the garage look a little dirty there, eh? I gotta figure out a way. I need to store these motors and stuff. I like them, but I don't need them right here all the time. Anyways, this thing here, I didn't give it a good once over in the field. It was kind of windy and there was cow shit everywhere. So now we're home. I did, you can see in the window, that's a little temporary registration we have here. So it lets you we have to have inspection here, so it lets you kind of circumvent that just for 30 days while you're kind of working on something and all that. That being said, the truck can't be dead illegal. There's a few things on this thing I gotta get going. It had a couple of headlights. Well, one headlight was out. Turn signal, there was one in the back I saw, so I gotta make sure that works. The exhaust was leaking like crazy. Blatantly obvious things like that. The wipers being completely foobar, you'll get a safety violation. So I gotta get that stuff. So it's gonna be a quick list, run out, grab a few things. Oh, the other thing, I want to get under it and see what I need for rust repair panels. Looks like there's a few, like I said, the cab corners and rockers were done at some point. We'll go over that. And then it's just a matter of cleaning all the junk out of this thing. Being a garbage truck or whatever it was, yeah, I need a little bit. So I actually sat outside overnight and let's see if it starts. Out the battery hooked up. It's got some sort of a safety device here. Son of a... I don't know where this has to go, or if it killed the battery. Oh, that's a weird noise. Alright, I'm gonna mess with this and I'll see if I can get it running. Well, the battery was in fact dead, but I got it running. You just hear that clickety clack of the exhaust, drives me nuts. So I'm just gonna pull this thing close through the garage. I'm gonna work on there, go through my list stuff, put it on the charger. Yeah, I'll pressure wash it a little later on today. All right, we're in the good spot. So this truck, I went and looked at it before I bought it there, and you know what? It was structurally sound, the frame was good, it wasn't cracked with the steering box, and all those classic things these square bodies like to do. It had been fixed at some point in its life because it had rockers and cab corners put on it. The fenders and doors, they're a little beat up. Again, I got another set coming with it, so I can change those or use the best of. The box, this is the rough side. Down low, it's unhappy, which can be fixed. The wheel arch isn't too bad. It's got these fancy little chrome things to hide whatever junk, and then at the back, it is what it is. Tailgate to tailgate, how nice can it look? This is the better side. Doesn't have as much to do. It's actually not primer. It was painted, but it's faded, and it looks like it was painted just body line down or something like that. The header panel is actually not beat to hell. The floor looks pretty decent. The bed floor, a little bit of stuff at the back, which you can just kind of weld up or put a box liner in or something like that. Sliding rear window, I love it. This truck was red. The box was red, the cab was red, inside was red. So when they did it, they painted this thing, and I mean, they painted the whole thing. So I guess it was a bit of an amateur kind of restoration, I would assume. But yeah, I'm happy with it. It had, I found this little sticker here. It's had new wheel tubs put on. I mean, at some point, not yesterday, but they're not all rusty, which is nice. So I mean, because they always rust out and around there. The core sport's decent. There was just a couple of weird rust holes. Well, one right in the fingers there in the firewall. So I mean, whatever, cut it out, patch it, put it back together. It's not structural, but the real issue, the rear brakes let go. So I gotta run a new line. That's not a huge ordeal. And underneath, well, I showed you up top, the driver's floor is she's rough, but you know what, it's I was looking in here, it's still somewhat solid along there. And I don't know what the panel goes, but I believe it's just there. It goes to the tunnel. The tunnel is solid. A little bit at the bottom of this panel where it goes in, which is very common. I think the floors wrap up into it, so I got to do that. But otherwise, cab corners and rockers are fine. I'm happy with them. There's no inner rocker, so I can weld that in, whatever. The cab corner, this is what I was trying to show. You can see where they stop screwing around with it. So if the box comes off, I can get it in a little better or not. But I mean, that's the truck. It's really pretty solid for what it is. I'm happy with it. I was underneath it. I can show you guys, I guess. I don't have my light with me, but it's daylight. So the driver's side floor is really no bueno. But the passenger side is fine. And actually the cab support doesn't look too bad, but they're so cheap. I'll buy another one just to have. The body mounts look like they've seen better days. The real issue, I thought it would just be collector gaskets. There's actually a hole right in the back of the header, which is lame, because that's gonna clicky clack like crazy. Otherwise, I mean, I don't know much about these Chevy trucks. I've never had a square body 4x4, but I don't know. What do you guys think? It looks fine to me. The exhaust is pretty cobbled together. You'll need something new there or whatever. You can see the brake line dripping with the vice grip trying to pinch it off. So I need to do a brake line to the back, which again is really no big deal. Dual tanks. Hopefully that's not a huge issue. It looks like they're probably gonna have to come out, I guess, to do the rockers and all that stuff properly, which is a little lame, but whatever. Actually, you could get in and you could do the cab corner with the box on still if you took the tank out. Yeah. All right, well, I got my list. Pretty simple stuff I'm gonna get. And you know what? Oh, the box braces look not too bad. This one right here was finished, which I knew. So it needs some love for sure, but I'm pretty stoked on this thing. So I'm gonna go get parts I need, a bunch of degreaser, start cleaning this thing up. So I want to drive a little bit, see if I find that draw, figure out the brakes. The big thing is though, I want to get this thing running driving because I bought another project and it's in so many pieces. I'm gonna bring it home in the bed of my brand new pickup. So you have to look forward to that video after this one ends. Hopefully you guys are liking the Square Buddy stuff. It's gonna be on the channel for a little bit. I'm back. Had the charger on, so the battery's good. I picked up some spark plugs, some vacuum plugs, because there was a few that weren't happy, so it's got some vacuum leaks. We got to get those all dealt with. I bought a base gasket for a spread works. I have another carburetor I might put on there. I think I have a Quadjet and a Holly thing. I bought some gaskets, just the cheapies, just in case it is bad. I'm gonna see if I can weld up or just put some sort of whatever on the back. So it looks like it's actually got double thick, like 2 gaskets. So clearly that has leaked at some point in the past. I got some degreaser, picked up some garbage bags. So I'm gonna start just kind of sweeping all the junk out of this and in the cab, get it all dealt with, and pressure wash it. The other thing I picked up, I was out, stopped by my metal guy. He had so this thing, it had the cab corners put on but not the inner for strength, which is kind of nice. He only had one inner rocker, which is kind of a piece of junk mail anyways, but it was cheap. And he had these, they're like closeout, been on the shelf forever. They're for a square body Spectra, so that's like cheapy Canadian stuff, but they were like 15 bucks each. So I figured you can buy the steel for that, and it's already in about the right shape. It's pretty shitty stamping, but I'm not going to use all the way up there anyways. I'm going to trim it to fit. So I got both those. He didn't have any cab supports. These ones looked okay. He'll have some next week, and I mean, I think they're 20 bucks. So, but step one, I'm going to start cleaning, vacuuming, set up the laps, start degreasing, get this truck kind of looking good, so it's not quite so obtrusive to the neighbors. Take off these ugly stickers and put some DD Speed Shop ones on. Yeah, should be a good time. Oh, a bunch of extra plug wires. They're all kind of miscellaneous, so I like to give this thing a bit of a tune-up. It's clearly got a miss. I'm hoping it's something ignition wise instead of like a bad camshaft or something like that, but I'll take it apart, and it looks like it's actually got some new pieces and parts on it, but I'll probably do a compression test on it and just see. But clean it up first, right? All right, well, I cleaned it, I pressure washed it, and then I just soaked it one more time. You guys saw it in the laps there. So it actually came out pretty good. So apparently it's a 305 motor. That's what the guys told me. I did the VIN, it said it should be a 350. Who knows? I'll see if I can get in there and read some of the numbers once I degrease it. The bed came out shockingly nice. It's not nearly as rusty as I thought it was going to be. Everyone I've ever had, they rust out here because it's packed all the junk, and this one's fine. So the bed has a couple of minor little holes there, nothing serious. There and there, and then just right where the tailgate goes is a little unhappy, but actually not too bad inside. I'm pretty shocked. I thought it'd be a lot worse. So let that soak for a little bit. I'm gonna go through and just kind of throw whatever I don't want out. in here, which is just basically gonna be everything, and then vacuum it. I actually probably pressure wash in here too. It's just a rubber mat. And then yeah, I think Mur might come over. We're gonna see if we can check compression. At least I gotta borrow his compression tester, see how that is. And then I got plugs, and there was a pile of spark plug wires and caps and stuff like that. So I'm hoping I can make something that work. That's the I assume it's right there, which is what I need. And I got 2 headlights. I don't know where I put them, so I'll change the headlights. One works, but it's all fogged up, so it's not long for the world. But yeah, this thing's actually I don't know, seems like it's in quite a bit better shape than I had first anticipated, which I'm happy with. These wheels, Mur hates them. I love these things. I'm thinking of getting them sandblasted and powder coated white, these wagon wheels, trailer wheels, whatever you want to call them. Everyone puts those aluminum slots on it. What do you guys think? I like the look where it's kind of got oversized tires, steel wheel, and just a regular half-ton truck. Not lifted, no nothing. But maybe I'll be outvoted. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna get the interior cleaned up. We'll pressure wash it one more time, and we'll start doing a little mechanical work. Okay, under hood's done. I actually took all the insulation out, and this front clip is obviously off a blue truck. I actually really like this blue, I'm not gonna lie. But so that's good. Let that all dry. I'm sure I got water and everything. I cleaned out, well, pressure washed out in here, and that's how it turned out. I still gotta do the dash and the gauges and all. Let's wipe that all down. But yeah, while I was washing, I noticed, so like the degreaser started kind of, I don't know if it'll show up, like these run lines, and I just kind of wiped it off, and the paint's actually not bad. It's not primer, it's actual paint, I believe. So I was gonna just kind of degrease the whole thing, so it's got all this junk and whatnot on it. So I'll do that, rub it all down, pressure wash it off, and this thing will look like a less shitty truck, I guess. So we'll get the laps going and pressure wash this thing up nicely. All right, pause on the laps. Look at this. So I've done one side, came out clean. Yikes. So that's what we started off with, just all mangled. So it's coming out pretty darn good. I just done the one side. There's a lot of cow shit on it. Don't focus on the bottom, look at just the top, but I guess thing's nice. I like it. Cow shit everywhere. Danny calls them cow pies. So she's calling it the cow pie K10. Cow pie. What? C10. It's a K10. Oh. C10's 2-wheel drive, K10's 4-wheel drive. But yeah, so gonna get back to it. I'll get the other side. I'll show you what it looked like. I'm stoked on this thing. Should have washed it right away yesterday. Alright, well, I'm doing some work and cleaning and all that. I haven't been filming because I find it was pretty boring and how much time lapse you guys possibly watch. But here's what the truck looks like now. Not too bad. So, I had some primer, so it's darker, but I painted down there, and I just put a little bit of matte clear on it. So, I mean, the further you get away from it, the nicer it looks. The bed came out good. I don't know. From there, at a glance, the truck looks all right. I cleaned the interior up. You really notice how banged up this door is, but it's got some shine to it. Yeah, so I pressure washed everything out, wiped everything down. I mean, it's still all dirty and whatnot. I mean, it's not perfect, but I don't know. I think it looks all right, eh? Clean the seat up, clean behind it. It's all good. All back there is still good. The back floor is mint, so it just needs those front pans. I didn't clean the back window. I guess I lazed out. I got the decals off the back. I'll put some DD Speed Shop ones on there. The other thing I've done, Murr came by, dropped off the compression tester there. He's actually just had to run errand. He's going to come right back. So I pulled the plugs out. I have brand new plugs to go back in. They're the exact same ones. These actually don't look like they have that many miles on them. And they all look good except for this one. Looks like it's never fired a day in its life. So that's the one we're going to look at. I'm going to start there. Hopefully it has compression. If it does, then it was clearly some sort of an ignition-y type issue. I don't know. Bad plug, bad wire, bad rotor, bad cap, something along those lines. It came with a bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of stuff. Small block Chevy. Oh, I'm in my element again. It has this carburetor on it. It's got an adapter plate because it looks like it's probably a square bore carburetor into a spread bore manifold. Now, I do have a spread bore Holly. So it's kind of the same thing, but spread bore, so a square bore. So I may change that, I'm not too sure. But the first thing to do is wait for Murr, jam a screwdriver down the throat here, and crank it over, make sure they all have compression. Then if they do, I should be okay to carry on, make sure the motor's not complete junk. Right here off the bat, there was a vacuum leak, so I got to get some caps. I'll put those on, just make sure everything is capped off, all those sort of things. Grab time light, just to give it a quick once over tune up. If it runs a little bit better, that would be that'd be slick. I'm fighting out. You're not gonna like it, but I'm thinking LS swap, right? Unfortunately, it costs a pile of money. But if this thing actually has compression, runs good, you know, just leave it as it is and enjoy it like this for a little bit. So I don't know, leave a comment below what you think about that. And yeah, we'll bring you back when Murr's here. You need more Murr, right? Not enough Murr content in this channel. So be back hopefully in a few minutes. You know, 10 Murr minutes is about an hour, so I might go up snack. Okay, change of plans. Murr just left. We checked the one cylinder that clearly wasn't firing and was, you know, the plug was minty clean. It had 0 compression. So yeah, that's where we went. No hard feelings. I bought a $700 truck and I knew it wasn't running on all 8. I was just hoping for something ignition wise. That's the way she goes. I bought the truck because it's 4x4 and pretty nice and in decent shape, so I can't complain one bit. I just can't believe my luck with motors. 440 stuck, 318 stuck, 3.3 stuck, and now a junk 350. Like 4 motors in 3 months, 2-3 months, whatever it may be. What are you gonna do? So now, I mean, whatever, I'm gonna put it back together. It'll run 7/8 as good as it should. If I can drive around town a little bit if I wanted to, but meh, we'll see what happens. I got lots of work to do with the floors and all that sort of stuff anyways. So now I got to make the hard choice. Do I bite the bullet and go LS? Because that'll be motor, headers, mounts. That's always a pain. And then I'd probably go with the Holley Terminator kit, which is big bucks. Do I go that way right away? Or I have some motors. Now this small block, that's obviously, I don't think would go in that truck. It's a bit of a hot rod motor. I'd like to put in that in something kind of cool. I have this 454, which actually came out of like an 80s square body, 1 ton. That was in the 55 last year. So I know it's a good motor, had good oil pressure, didn't make any noise, didn't smoke. It was fine. Unfortunately, I chopped up the oil pan for it and I threw out the intake and carburetor because it was cast iron and a quadrajet or something like that. I don't remember, but I don't keep stuff like that because I'm a bit of an idiot and space is at a premium, as you can tell. I try and keep what I can, but that's big, heavy, and awkward. So no matter what, I'm in this thing for a set of headers, whether it's small block headers and I buy a small block Chevy, LS, I gotta buy the motor and headers, or do I buy a set of headers for this? This would need an oil pan, I think maybe an oil pump, intake, carb, a water pump, front dress, few things. This I think is the cheapest way because no matter what, I mean, I'm gonna spend 500 bucks on any sort of motor, whether it's an LS, small block Chevy, or whatever, or I spend 500 bucks on a known good big block. This truck actually has a Turbo 400 in it. I crawled in there and checked, so it'd be kind of cool. Plus, let's be honest, a square body, a big block, 4-wheel drive, regular cab, long box, square body truck. That's pretty cool, right? I think that's the way I'm leaning. I don't know. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Should I bite the bullet and go LS? Should I cheap out and just put another small block in? It's kind of boring. Or do I big block swap it and see how it goes. I think everything else will be okay. Looks like it's got a decent sized radiator in it, stuff like that. The front dress might be a little bit different because it's got a SERP belt on it versus a V belt, but I got miscellaneous stuff. I can make something work and then kind of go from there. Be a lot easier. LS stuff, obviously you got to do a fuel system and all that, which it's doable. I've done it a couple times, but I don't know. I fall in love with this thing a little bit, and I kind of think keeping it kind of more old school is the way to go. So let me know. 57 Chevy, it's under the cover here, but at 57,000 subscribers, we're giving it away. We're close to 50-ish thousand right now. So tell your friend, leave a comment. If you like this stuff, whatever it may be, let me know. Stay tuned. I'm gonna put this thing back together. I'm gonna run down and see if I can go pick up that other hot rod. So that'll be a fun video. I don't know. You guys let me know what you want to see next. If you want me to build this on the channel, or if I should just do it on my own time, whatever it may be. But that's it for me. Hopefully you guys liked it. It was a fun couple days. I love this stuff. This thing cleaned up so good. I'm so stoked on it. I'll see you guys in the next one.